Hey everyone, welcome back to my daily coding series. Today's day 71. I'm going to continue with the problem I was doing yesterday and give it another 20 to 30 minutes. So I think it was a graph problem and it was called Open the Lock. So let's see, here we are. Okay, so my idea was, I'm not going to really summarize too much because I uploaded it yesterday. But so for myself, if I remember correctly, I was going to have a list of integers and then increase or decrease those and then have a visited list with strings. And then when we visit that combination, we record that time, or we can just assume it's the shortest time because of breadth first search. Okay, so this will be a list of zeros. So first I'm just going to rewrite it back to how it was. Okay, so if it equals 0, then set it to 9. Else current combo minus of I minus equals 1. So this is the decrease, and then increase, and then we'll add the decreased version. And then here we will increase. So if it equals 9, we'll set it back to 0. Otherwise, we'll just add 1 to it. And we could do the mod trick here, but I think for consistency, we can just do it like that. But the only thing, actually, we may be interested in doing the mod, because here we actually want to undo the previous change and then add an additional 1 to it. So I think what I'm going to say is current combo of I plus equals 2. So I'll just say current combo of I plus 2, and then we'll just mod that by 9. So this will minus 1. This will undo the minus and then add an additional 1 to it as well. All right. So let me see what these print statements give me. So this should, maybe I should do the visited. Let's see. In object is not subscriptable. Is it an integer? Current combo. I have a list. Maybe I want it to be a 2D list then. Okay, so we added 900, 200. Okay, and let me say popped printf popped current combo from Q. All right. So we pop 000, and then we add, so we decrease it, so we add the 9s, and then we increase it, so it should be 1. So why? Oh, is it because it's 9? Oh, yes. Okay. So should it really be mod 10? Because it's 0 through 9? Because if you have, yeah, that looks better. Okay. All right, so it looks like this is giving me all the one move combinations are so 9010. But then we have to undo this change as well. So maybe I could just, because current combo ends with this, so we want to also remove that change. So it may be wise to make a copy so we don't have to undo changes, and we can just say so here we'll do the checking, but then we'll actually add it to current combo copy. And also I wasn't doing dot copy, so I don't know. Actually, before I try this, I am going to try adding a copy of the list first and see if that fixes things. But we aren't undoing the addition at the end anyway. Okay. So my idea is, so we'll make a copy of the list, and then that's what we will actually add to the so we will do it here, and then we will do it here. So we have like the original and then the copies. So we'll have two copies. So this will be the minus copy and the add copy. Yeah. And then the add copy will be equal to this. And then we added minus copy to Q and add copy to Q. Okay. And it could have been that that last execution I did worked, but the debug wasn't adjusted accordingly. Okay, and now we don't have to undo the change, so we just want to do one. Okay, this looks a lot more like what I was expecting here. Okay, so now let's make a visited. How can we do this? So we'll do a visited set of strings. So visited will be equal to a set containing 0, 0, 0, 0. And then we'll just do that there. So we'll say okay, so here we'll say visited.add, and then we'll get convert combo to string of add copy. Well, wait, we should do that when we add like that. And then here we'll say we'll add minus copy. But we only want to do this if, well, all right. Let's say string representation will be this. So if string representation not invisited, then we'll add minus copy and then add the string representation to visited like that. And same sort of idea. Okay. So we'll do this, but with add copy. And it may be better to make this a function, to be honest, so we can just pass -1 or +1, but okay, so this is add copy, so then we'll make a string representation of add copy. Well, first we need to do the arithmetic, right? Yeah, so we create the thing, do the arithmetic, and then we create the string representation of that new add copy. And then we say this, so if it's not invisited, then we will append to the queue of that debug message there. And then we'll say visited dot add string rep like this. Okay. Okay. So just to organize this here, so we're increasing, and then here we're add to queue and visit. So this part represents this if else here. So there's an argument to be made for readability. I should do it the same way, but I'm not going to optimize too quick. Okay, so this kind of seems like good behavior, to be honest. So we do 9, we do 1, we do 9, we do 1, we do 9, we do 1, 9, 1. Now from this, we do all of its combinations. From this, we do all of its combinations, right? Okay, so this looks good. So maybe what we could do is also store in the queue. We could store how many turns. So how could we represent that? So first, let me say, so if we get a lock, so it's okay. So this is the brute force intended behavior. So now we need to keep track of the number of turns. So we could put a tuple. So it could be a list of tuples. Okay, so design will be a list of tuples. So let's say a list of combos, where combo is a tuple which contains digits. So a list of digits and number of turns as an integer. Okay, so from a design perspective, so the queue will be equal to a list of combos. Or maybe this should be called combo. Let's just say it's a list of pairs, where every pair is a combo and the number of turns, and every combo is a list of integers, which is, the digit. Okay, so from that perspective, we're going to want a list of tuples. So then we'll just add 0 as well. Okay, so we'll say current combo and turns equals queue.pop. When we add to the queue, we are going to append a tuple of the digits and turns plus 1. Same here. We're going to add the digits and turns plus 1. And then when I pop my debug message, I'm going to say popped current combo turns from the queue. Okay, let's see if that, and then, okay, so problem, when we do minus copy, that should, everything should work actually still. So let's try that. So now I want to, actually, yeah, turns, is that not working? Okay, so yeah, so now this is 1, this is 1. So what's the first thing that's 2 turns here? So we moved it back twice with 2. So for now, I'll just operate under the assumption that the first time we encounter something is the minimum number of turns that could be at. So then I'll just, okay, so I'll write that. Okay, so assumptions. First encounter of a combo is the minimum number of turns. Okay, so what I want to check is when we instantly get minus copy, here, check, let's check if blocked combo. So if so dead ends is a list of strings, huh? So I might just typecast that to a set of strings. So I'll just do that up here. So that will just give us O1 lookup cast to set for O1 lookup. Okay, so now we're going to say if, well, let's Let's do that here. So we'll check check if blocked combo. So we'll say if string rep in, what is it called? Dead ends. Then what do we want to do? We want to just, we don't want to add it to the queue, but we should add it to visited, right? So we don't want to get any of this children, but we do need to, so is that all? So we should just cut it. Should we add it to visited? I don't know if that's relevant. I think we should just say if it's not in visited and, well, maybe I'll say first, if string rep is not in, and I'll just do a quick, so if it's not in visited or string rep, that, I don't think this will work, to be honest. This is interesting. Can you have a list of sets? But string rep is in string. Yeah, it's not going to work as how I want it. Okay. So we're going to say if it's not, if string rep is not in dead ends and string rep not in visited. So if it's in, so it's not in dead ends and it's not in visited, then we can add it to the queue. I just want to print here as a debug tool. So we'll say f string rep in dead ends. All right, and then I also want to do that for this one as well. So I'm repeating some code here. Okay, so let's I'll make this 500. So let's try now. String rep not in dead ends and string rep not in visited. Two colons. Okay, we're at 17 minutes. So 0101 is in dead ends. That's correct. So now we should not add that to the queue. So that must have been, we were here, so we turned it back, and then when we tried to turn it forward, it was in dead ends. Okay. So also we want to check if it's target. So if it's target, so maybe I could just say like, you know, another one. So if string rep in or equals target. If it equals target, then I'll just say string rep is target in capitals to emphasize the importance. So let me see if it's finding that found target. And then let me just add as well with turns. It's turns, right? Yeah. So that would be here. Found target. Okay. So let's see if we find the target. Looking for caps. Probably not the best way to do this. So in dead ends, and the target is what, 0202, right? All right, let me get rid of the other print statements for now. So I'll get rid of these. And let me get rid of the popped as well. Turns equals 5. Yeah, so I think I just have to add +1 because... Okay. So I'll try it like this. So let me get rid of that. Just say return. I'll get rid of J. And then if we get to the end of this loop, then what do we return? -1, okay. Okay, let me try running that. Alright, I'm guessing this is going to be way too slow though. I thought this was barred out. Maybe not. Target will not be in dead ends. Okay. I'll just add an if statement for this edge case. If, because we're assuming that it's not in dead ends because we're initializing it, so I'll just say if 0, 0, 0 in dead ends, return -1. Okay. All right, let's see. Another one. Target is 0, 0, 0. So that's another sort of edge case because we're never actually checking if... I'll just add that one. If target... So that would be 0 turns, right? Yeah. Our output is 2, I guess, because we go back and forth. But shouldn't this... Yeah, that's another edge case, to be honest. Hopefully I'm covering everything else. Okay. Wow, I actually solved it. Okay, so there's a lot of inefficiencies, obviously. Let me get rid of all the print statements. So pretty sure I don't have any left. Okay. So I noticed in my solution, so I'll just clean this up for a little bit, but there's a lot of repeated code for sure. I'll keep that. I'll keep this. Okay, cast to set for O of 1 lookup. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean up the code. Just put that up here. I'll probably change that. Okay. Okay, so this is basically just a bunch of pre-processing stuff. Here is where the algorithm actually begins. So I'm going to delete all these print statements. I'll add more later. I'm going to delete all these comments basically. And just repackage it up. Okay, so how is the best way to go about this? So I'll just... so these are all kind of just pre-processing. Okay, so the design is... So I wonder if it's almost better to... Because we have this minus copy and this... We might not need two different variables. We could just call it like copy. That's probably not a good word, but let's say like next combo. Right? And then, so next combo. And then we can do the same thing here. So let me make sure add copy doesn't exist and minus copy does exist. Okay, so this should still work. Okay. So this part is twice. So it's almost like, can we just take in, so could I just make a function maybe called, like explore combo, which takes in current combo and a increment or like direction. And I'm thinking, so we're going to say next combo equals current combo dot copy. If, and then it also needs I guess. That might be too many function calls. So it's like one direction and then another one. So what's the best way? Maybe I could do a loop and say for direction in -1, 1. And then we could say next combo equals current combo dot copy. And then we can say next combo of I equals next combo of I plus direction. So that's the idea. But the only problem is we have to do those if statements. So we'll say if direction equals -1, so we're going down, and next combo of I equals 0, then, well, we're going to add -1 to it. So maybe I could say, let's make it else. Should we do else? Yeah, this looks good actually. So next combo of I equals 9, elif direction equals 1, and next combo of I equals 9. Then we'll say next combo of I equals 0. Otherwise, we'll just do the standard arithmetic here. So if we're at 0 and we go down, we'll go to 9. If we're at 9 and we go up, we'll go to 0. Otherwise, we'll either just add 1 or subtract 1, depending on direction. All right. So now, once we do that, we will say that the string, we'll just basically copy that. Like so. And then check if it's the target. So if string rep equals target, then return turns +1. And then we'll do this. So if the string representation is not in dead ends and it's not in visited, then we'll explore the rest of it. And I think that's it. So basically we're just using this variable direction here to save some shared lines of code. Okay. So does that give me worse memory, or is that just a variance? Okay. Sure. All right. So I'm happy with that. That's 30 minutes, so that's perfect. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I think tomorrow I might actually do like an assignment that I have for this, because it's a coding assignment. It will be in Java, so I don't know. I may do that, I may not. But anyway, that was day 71, so thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.